Let me fix this. Good evening. Good evening, YouTube. Good night, YouTube. Hello, it's probably morning to some people somewhere in the world. Hello to you, somewhere in the universe. It's daytime, nighttime, I don't know. Good. This is the story about, shout out to everybody. Did I put a thumbnail? I think I put a thumbnail. This is the story about my first night on Rikers Island. Oh my God. How old was you? I was 17. I was literally 17 for 60 days. Boom, on the island. What you was doing? Robberies. The same thing that you was doing in the hood. Thought there was no opportunity. Thought there was no opportunity. Stop. Thought there was no opportunities left in the hood, so we started doing the cliche things that everybody else be doing, which was, whatever that was. So, but that's not what I'm here. I'm not here to talk about what I did to go to jail. I'm trying to talk about the night in jail. So this is technically not my first night in jail. It's still on my, I only been in jail one time. No, not to say that, this is my first night. No. It's not my first night in jail. This is the first night that it counts, because when you first go to, stop. When you first go to Rikers Island as an adolescent, you don't go straight to the house that you're gonna be in while you're serving time until you get sentenced or until you get let go. What happens is you go into like a registration house. So I'm not talking about my first night in the registration house. That could be another live for another night, another day, or that could be next or whatnot. Come on, stop. So what happens is on my first night, I go to a Crip house. Let me situate the door. The door's making crazy. So, no, I ain't playing with you. So on my first night, I go to a Crip house. And I'm coming up in the streets with a bunch of bloods. Like, everybody started turning blood around this time. So if you was hanging with them, technically you was riding the 5. So that's what people said. So I'm thinking, when I got to jail, I'm thinking I'm ahead of the curve. I'm thinking I'm knowing something. They like, when I get between the A and B gates, the welcome gates to the house, I'm standing there with 4 other people, with 3 other people, it's 4 of us. I'm standing with 4 other people. With 3 other people, it was 4 of us. And the dog going crazy. So they asked the first dude, "Are you blood?" And he said, "Yeah." Y'all know, he said, "Yeah." Matter of fact, he ain't say it like that. He said, "Yeah, come on, don't play with me. Y'all know I'm blood, man. Don't play with me, man." So they said, "Aye, you're not gonna be here too long, you know that." So I heard that transaction. I'm like, I ain't know what that meant. I just heard the transaction of what took place. So I'm like, all right, cool, right? And then they asked the next dude, "You blood? You Crip?" No, they was like, "What's popping? What's popping?" And he said, "Nah, I don't do none of that. I'm neutral. I don't do none of that." I said to myself, "What?" So then they got to me. They like, "What's popping? What's popping?" I was like, "Brett, what's popping?" When they said, "What's popping?" I said back to them, "Brett, what's popping?" I ride that 5. I fuck with the Desperados and the G-Shons, right? So I fuck with the DEA, the DRBs, and some GKBs, right? That's what I say, right? They looking at me as I'm saying that, and I could tell as I'm saying that, this conversation, hola, Justin. I could tell at the moment that I'm saying that the conversation, the energy off. This not how, I'm like, I thought they would be happy to see me. Like, I ride the 5. Y'all talking about what's popping. Brat. But what happened was they was tricking niggas to see who was blood, just to see who they could bang on. So they looking at me through the gate, and that's when I could tell that the energy started matching their looks, and they just like, "Yeah, we gonna holler at you. What's crack?" I'll never forget how he said it, because he stuttered when he went to say the cracking part. He said, "What's cracking?" I said, "Oh my God. Not jail, first night with a bunch of stone cold Crips." I said, "Oh," and I done told them I ride the 5 for the Desperados and GKB. I said, "Oh no." Right, so I just looked at them as I said it, and they walked up and they all looked at me, and there was one that just kept looking through the gate. He was like, "You shouldn't have said that." So I just keep looking, right? And they asked the next dude, was pop, they said, what you bang? He said, I don't, stop. He said, I don't bang nothing. What'd he say? That's some in Spanish. Shout out to Edward Johan. No, Puedo. I'm not reading that. I ain't reading that. But just put that shit in English so I can read it, Edward Johan. So I'm like, oh man, it's not the COs. They talk to us and all that. They take us to our cells where we're going to be. Now, while my cell is closed, while it's open, I feel uneasy. I'm standing up in my cell. I'm like, yeah, they about to run in here and jump me. This all the stories I was hearing about downstairs. They about to fuck me up. So I'm standing by the way the cell is, it's a small, narrow door. And the front of the bed is right there. And then you got to squeeze around between the sink column and the bed thing. So I start standing right next to the toilet. So if they running, I could just try to fight one at a time. But I'm thinking to myself, like, I start psyching myself out. I'm like, these are some real jail niggas. I'm like, you in jail? I'm telling myself the truth. I'm like, this not the street. This not the crimes you was doing. This is straight head up fights. You don't be fighting like that. I'm psyching myself out. I'm like, come on, tell the truth. You don't be fighting like that. Y'all do a bunch of jump-ins, y'all do brawls, but head up fights, you don't be head up fighting. So I said, oh man, what I'm gonna do? I start looking for weapons. No weapons. And the door open. I'm like, oh man, the cell gate is open. I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna run in here and try to stab me up and rape. So I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I said, and I'm in my mind, I'm like, listen, somebody's going to sleep. Somebody, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, somebody, and even though I'm psyching myself out, because there's no way they doing both things to me. Y'all not about to jump me and take it. No. Y'all should have one thing on your mind, and that should be jumping, because the other part is not happening. So I look under the bed, and guess what I can find? It's nothing in the cell neither. I find a bucket. I open up the bucket. It's nothing in it. So I just closed it and pushed it back under the bed. But as I closed it and pushed it back under the bed, I heard a sound go, like something was in the bucket. So I pulled the bucket back out, looking, there's nothing in the bucket. Now I hear footsteps walking up the stair. And which cell was you? The last one. They about to get me. So in my mind, I'm like, hey, just pick up the bucket in the bucket top, throw the bucket and swing the bucket top horizontally. Like, you know how a bucket top is really flat? A bucket top is flat. I was gonna swing the bucket top at them this way, make it hurt before. I'm thinking, right? I look under, and I'm bent. I'm trying to stand, crouch down, look under the bed, and be aware, because it's the worst way to get rushed. Looking under a bed, if they rush you, all of the stuff you thinking, you might as well throw out the window, right? So I'm trying to stand. So I'm trying to look under. So it's a scrub brush. God is it's a scrub brush. Man, I picked that scrub brush up, and as I picked it up, and I got a grip of that scrub brush, because I'm about to just go Mark McGuire. The CO walks, what are you doing? I said, oh my God, first night, I'm about to go to the box, I got a weapon. He was like, you cleaning your cell or something? I was like, nah, I said, this is my first night, I just got here. He was like, yeah, what you doing with the scrub brush? And my light was off. It's dark, and my light was off. So I'm like, it was under the bed. He takes the scrub brush, walks down the tier, and as he gets to the end of the tier, I can hear mad footsteps walking towards up the tier. I said, this son of a bitch set me up. I said, the CO's with it. I said, the CO is with it. He set me up, man. And as they walking up the tier, as they get right to before my cell where I can see them, you hungry? He about to tell you hungry. Put it back. Put that back. Put that back. The cell door closes, right as the cell door closes, right? All of them at the cell door now. Hey, yo, what's that blood shit you was talking? They're like, yo, what's cracking? What's that blood shit you was talking? I'm like, no, I'm not blood. Mad pussy. Right. I'm like, I knew it all the time. I'm like, no, I'm not blood. I robbed the 5. I never got jumped in. I got a family member that's crip. I was like, yeah, I fuck with some blood niggas, but I don't like, I'm not exclusive. Like, I'm in there politicking, negotiating. Like, it's like, to me, it's like 30 niggas outside my cell, but in reality, it was just 5, right? And I'm like, oh man. So it was like, all right, so when your cell crack, you trying to get out of the house or you trying to stay in the house with the Crips? I look at these niggas, I don't know what they're talking about. No, I don't know what that means. Say something in the comments, man. Don't just sit there looking at me talking. Say something in the comments, laugh or something. So, yeah, I that one up earlier. So they're standing there. They was like, so you want to stay in the house with the Crips? And I remember exactly which one said it, the tallest one, right? And then so look, right, some Spanish nigga walk up. I'm thinking, I don't know what he's talking about. He moved all of them out the way. I mean, it was just one. All of them parted the sea, and he said, he spoke to me in Spanish. I looked at this nigga like he spoke Spanish. The fuck are you talking about? I said, what? He said, oh, you're not a king, man. I said, so what are you talking about? He said, I have to make sure you're not one of my brothers, man. He said, hold your head up, man, and do it. He said, hold your head up and do what you got to do or something, and walked off, right? I don't know who the fuck that is, right? I'm like, what the hell? Here they come back at the gate. So now the CEO like, get off the gate. But they was like, you got to make up your mind by the time the cell doors open. I said, make up your mind. I'm like, what are they talking about? So boom, the cell doors open in the morning. It's like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., no lie. Cell doors open up. Just my cell. I woke up as the cell doors open. I woke up with it, sat up like the Undertaker out the casket, sat right up, looking at the door. I said, I cleared my eyes, had to look. Now, let me show you what's so sad about this. Mothers, fathers, everybody, keep your kids out of jail. You forget that that's where you at when you wake up. When you wake up, you forget that you in jail. You wake up kind of lost for the first couple weeks. But this is how I fuck with your mind. You have to, in an instant, snap into reality and remembering you don't have time to look stupid. Waking up, getting cold out your eyes. You got to get up like this and go, sup. So I look around and I'm like, damn, still in jail, man. I keep hoping this is a bad dream. So I jump up off the bed, right? And as I jump up off the bed, the cell door closed. So I said, what the fuck? So I sit down on the bed. A few minutes later, I hear noise. I hear walking up the tier, straight to my cell. Now, they slide a tray of food under my cell. And I'm looking down, I'm like, if I go to the cell, they probably gonna spit on me or something. I'm gonna wait till they go away because they already don't like me. I'm blood in their Crip at this point. And I wasn't able to come out on the first night, right? All I was able to do was talk to the CEO and then stay in my cell, right? So boom, as he walks off, I hear him go to the other side because I'm on the right side. He go to the left side to feed the rest of the people on that tip. As he come back to me, I'm opening up some Frosted Flakes, a little box of Frosted Flakes. He leaned in and he said, yo, don't eat the Frosties. And I said to myself, don't eat the Frosties, what? Put my little milk inside the thing, put the Frosties in it. I ate the muffin that came with it. I ate the little egg fruit, the dragon egg that came with it. Drunk my apple juice. Ate the fucking cereal. Slid my tray back out. This nigga came back to my cell. Like, I slid my tray out and sat on my bed. It felt like before I fully sat on the bed, he was at the cell door, the same tall nigga. You ate the Frosties? Where the Frosties at? I said, what's the Frosties? He said, the fuck? The Frosted Flakes, nigga. I said, yeah, it was mom's, right? I was supposed to eat it? He said, no, you gonna get violated. I said, violated? In my mind, I'm like, what the hell? I don't understand. Yo, I was not made for jail. Yo, I'm very adaptive, but green, I was not made for jail when I was green. No matter how much crimes we was doing in the street and jail is so different. But the funny thing is, I was green in the street too, but the street is freedom. You free to, your mistakes are covered by freedom. In jail, you can't project no weakness. And your mistakes is weakness, and not knowing and being green is a weakness. You can't project no weakness in jail, right? So boom. He like, they gonna violate you. So is later on in the day, another tray gets slid under my door. I don't know what time it is. The sun is up, but I don't know what time it is. My tray gets slid under my door. So I'm holding the tray on my bed like a pussy. Cause 2 months later, there was no way you could. I remember when I was in the thick of it against the blood, they were like, you can't eat this or that. I used to be like, I had so much commissary and I had so much favors from people that when I was at it with them corny punk ass bitch ass niggas, I used to take the food they said I couldn't have and just throw it in the garbage in front of them like, I'm not gonna do it. Them niggas didn't do nothing. Them niggas didn't do nothing to me. Nothing. Them niggas didn't do nothing. I want that to be clear just in case any one of them ever see it. Let that shit burn and hurt. They didn't do nothing. They waited till it was a huge big riot. This is almost 2 years later. They waited till it was a huge big riot, and I was spanking one of their mans. One of their mans grabbed me and I gave him a noogie on top of his head like Zangief. And when I gave him that noogie, the other dude jumped up, grabbed me, and speared me onto a bed. And that's when 4 or 5 of them, they tried to come hitting on me, right? They thought I was gonna stay down. I didn't stay, yo. And in my prime physical peak, I was a beast. This is, we talking about 18. When they hit me, boom, 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 I jumped up. And I went to swing on a dude named GB. And as my punt, he knew he was clean. Big GB, you ain't do nothing. You never headed up with me. When I threw that hand at him, it was like this far. It was like a movie. Miller grabbed my hand, grabbed my neck, pushed me on the other side of the bed, pushed him in his chest on the other side of the bed. The Miller split up a riot, facts, and Mod 3 upper. But back to the first day. That's what I'm just saying. Once I learned the system, it was no, but when you green, it's not meant for you. It's not meant for nobody because everybody's green. It's meant for the most slimy people who go there and pretend like they tough and they be teamed up with each other, taking advantage of everybody else that doesn't have people to hold them down in a place that's unfamiliar to anybody your first time. That's what it really be. Nobody really be pussy in jail. That's what it really be. And then the quiet people who do get picked on their whole bed, they just never was able to ingratiate into that world because it's not a real world. But back to the story. They slide the food under the door. It's lunchtime. I don't know what time it is. They slide the food under the door. It's lunchtime. I got the tray on my bed, not eating food and I'm hungry. Let's see. They got these green cups of juice, but nobody could get juice because it's the cell house. So you have to, there's no way to get the juice in the cup, right? So boom, I'm literally waiting for him to come back and be like, what not to eat? Mad, see, I can't even lie. It was, when I tell you it was mad. So I don't know, jail rules. My first night in this house, right? This was my first 24 hours in this house. I got there before, I was the last person, we was the last batch of people to get sent to a house, right? So boom. He don't come by and say nothing. So I eat everything on the tray. Boom, then I get a, so, this one is great. Oh, like iced tea or something. Yeah. So boom, right? With a pot. So my cell door open, right? After I finished eating the food. It's the weirdest shit in the world. As soon as I finished eating the whole tray, cell door opens. So now I'm standing in that same way I was on the first night by the toilet with the thing, and I'm holding the cell in the, I'm holding the tray in the way, and I'm holding the box lid in the way. I'm gonna just be, this is what I'm thinking, some fantasy shit. Wouldn't even work. Once we done rushed so many people, that wouldn't even work. We was coming in with box tops ourselves, like shields. It was you not winning one-on-ones in that cell. You ain't no one-on-ones. We wasn't having no one-on-ones. I seen niggas have one-on-ones in the cell. Don't know how I don't know why you would do that. I had one-on-ones in the cell. That's the one-on-ones in the cell is based on the most aggressive fighter, not the best fighter. It's whoever scares the other person, right? So boom, right? So boom. I'm standing there, nothing happened for like 2 minutes. They're like, come on. I said, yo. They're like, you gotta come down the tier. I'm like, yo, they want me to come out the cell so they can hit me first as I walk out. But then you can't be seeing not walk out. So I walk out the tier, I back to the trip, mad funny look, right? There wasn't nobody there. So I just walk all the way down the tier, everybody's cell closed. I can't even see nobody. I don't even see nobody's face. I just walk down the tier. They're like, you got to visit. I said, all right. So I went to the gates that I originally came into thinking you just walk out and just figure out your, now I'm like, damn, I'm about to really be in the thralls of jail. I got to walk around to this visit and figure out my way. It's got to be crazy, right? Getting ready to get thrown in the pit, right? No, you got to sit down and wait. I go in the day room. It's a stack of blue chairs, maybe about 8, 9 blue chairs. That house had more chairs than every other house had, but it had irons. It just had a lot of chairs, bro. Cuz I sat on a stack of chairs, feet dangling 4 feet in the air, kicking over my feet, kicking over the table of the TV, like the table of the TV right here, my feet dangling over the table of the TV. I done pressed the button on the TV, watch TV and shit. It ain't work. Jump down, plug the TV in, turn the TV on, watching TV. The same nigga, tall nigga, walks in the day room. Yo, you. But now his demeanor different. I notice everything. I'm about to start part 2.